So we wanted to do a draft, not a draft, but we wanted to analyze the past 10 number one draft picks and grade them. Now, this is a little unfair because uh, obviously we have context now. We have, obviously we see how things have turned out, but it'll be fun to just see how dumb some of these picks look uh, when you look back and say you could have had this guy, or this guy didn't even end up being anything, or this was a great pick. It's fun to go and look back and see who did what. So, do you want to start with last year's draft and go backwards, or do you want to start with the 2013 draft?
Let's start with 2013.
Okay.
I think that makes it a little bit more fun for me.
All right, let me pull up my notes here.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I just realized what I said. You know who drafted first that year?
Oh, 2013?
Yes.
Oh, was it the Anthony Bennett?
Yeah. But you know what? Man. Let's get into it.
For some reason, I did 2024. I don't know why I did that. I went back to 2014. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so is it? Are we rating it A through F or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the very first pick, we're just doing the first pick, right? So Anthony Bennett from UNLV was drafted number 1 by the Cleveland Cavaliers. So for me personally, this was an F trade. Like it rates as an F, but it ended up being a plus move for the Cleveland Cavaliers, because at that time, Anthony Bennett never played one game for them. He was traded to the Timberwolves for Kevin Love. But so my initial thought process is an F. But let me just say this. I do remember that year there was not it was not considered a great draft. So there wasn't so just some names to tell you. Victor Oladipo goes second. Nerlens Noel 6. Ben McLemore 7. CJ McCollum was 10. Michael Carter Williams 11. Steven Adams 12. And then, of course, Giannis goes 15. This wasn't a deep draft, and people didn't even know Giannis was that good.
Rudy Gobert went 27 as well.
Wow. Okay. So I would say my first thought would be an F, but I know it turned into an A. So I would actually call this a C. Because even though he was terrible, there was no direction into who was going to be a star that year. There was no profile name, and Anthony Bennett was killing it in college. But because he never played a game for Cleveland, and they got rid of him before, I give this a C.
I give it an F because even then, I feel like everyone was very confused by that pick.
Wait, who did you think it should have been?
I mean, Victor Oladipo was killing in college too. Like Anthony Bennett was, I know he had a good year, but I mean, I remember vividly like people being like, "What?" Like I don't even know if he was projected to go like top 10, but let alone number 1. That's crazy, bro. That has to be an F.
Remember, we had 3 out of 4 years we had the number 1 pick. Cleveland did.
Yeah, and you took what? Wiggins, Bennett, and Kyrie?
So, and then we'll get to Wiggins because I think he comes later.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to what?
Wait, so did Bennett play a year? Wait.
I think he did play for you guys. I think I remember seeing him in
the I lied.
Did he wear number 13?
As soon as we said Wiggins, I realized Wiggins never played a game for us. Okay, yeah, wait, hold on. Okay, so I have to give this an F. I was trying to be nice because this is my squad, and I was trying to be like, well, we got rid of him before he played. He did play a year with us. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, this guy right here. And you know what? Okay, well, now that I realize that my facts are wrong, let me just be honest. I do remember his college highlights. Fire. But now I'm really thinking back to his first year highlights, and they were not pretty. So, okay. Yeah, so let's go F. I hate to just agree with you, but, man, that's an F. Okay, 2014. You want to go first on this one?
Yeah, so Wiggins never played a game for Cleveland,
Yes.
but I'm gonna kind of ignore that to make my argument. I gave it a D. Um, and obviously, again, we have the ability to see how things played out to kind of grade these, and that's how I'm grading them based on how things turned out. I know that's not fair, but
Okay.
that's the angle I'm taking. And if you take uh Wiggins in a draft where Embiid and Jokic were in it, two generational big men, I think that's a major L. Um, I will say Andrew Wiggins had a lot of hype in high school and in college at Kansas. Um, I think another reason why I'm giving it such a low grade is because uh, he was just that guy that had all the potential in the world and just never lived up to it. I think the only time he played the way we wanted him to play was that year with the Warriors in 2022 when they won the finals. But after that, before and after that, it's just always been like, man, it's like he was always 2 years away from being 2 years away. You know, like he's just always waiting for him to turn that corner. He just never did. And especially because I remember the scouting report on him being like, he's an NBA ready defender today. In Kansas, he could go into the NBA and lock people down, and it just never happened. It never happened. Like I said, 2022, different story. But he just turned into a chucker. That's all he did. Just focus on offense. And I was like, bro, what happened to this guy? Like, I thought he was going to be a two-way star. It just never happened.
Okay. Fair argument. So this is what I'm looking at as I kind of grade it. This was a pretty decent draft. So I'm a quick yes or no. You just say yes or no. Okay. Mm-hmm. Andrew Wiggins, who's had the better career, him or Joel Embiid?
Joel Embiid.
Andrew Wiggins, Julius Randle.
Julius Randle.
Aaron Gordon or Andrew Wiggins?
You know what? I'll say Aaron Gordon.
Really? I would say Wiggins.
Yeah. I would say, here's why I'll say why. Because Aaron Gordon has always given you whatever has been asked of him. When he was in Orlando, he was asked to be a number one guy, and they didn't win, but he was decent. Like, he was pretty good at it, you know? And you knew, like, that wasn't his role. Then he went to Denver, and he's been what he's supposed to be. He's been it every single night. Whereas Wiggins has never been that guy. Like, it's always been like, let's see what we get today, you know?
Okay, so I'm gonna say Wiggins, but they're both contributors to a championship, yeah. But Wiggins has an all-star in this case in a max contract because he played to it, and he averaged 20 at 1.2. Gordon was close at 1.2. Marcus Smart or Wiggins, better career.
Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, Wiggins has a ring and an all-star team.
Okay.
So I'm going Wiggins. Zach LaVine or Wiggins?
Oh, LaVine.
Clint Capella or Wiggins?
Wiggins.
Okay, so he's really like the fifth best player in this draft, career-wise. There's a couple other people like Jeremy Grant. Looks like he was it. Oh no!
Jokic.
Jokic man. Well, yeah. So Jokic, he's really like the sixth best player, but nobody saw that come. I don't even know if I can count that. But I will say what's impressive is a lot of the guys in the second round are still in the NBA. Spencer Dinwiddie, Jeremy Grant, Joker, Dwight Powell is still in the league. Jordan Clarkson is still in the league, and your very own favorite, the Nassus, has been in the league since 2014. This man is gonna retire. He's gonna retire? Okay, anyway. So he's really like the sixth best player in the draft. So, and I'm not even counting Joker because no one saw that coming. So for that reason, man, this was a good draft. T.J. Warren was in here, man, and Jabari Parker turned out to be nobody, like career-wise, due to injuries, though. I think partially. Yeah. So, because he was kind of showing up for a little bit. He was
partially, I think primarily that's why.
Yeah. So, sixth best player, I probably say it's a D. Just knowing I mean, part of me wants to say C, but knowing that all these people were there, Joel Embiid had health issues, though, if you do remember that. Um, so if you really, you know what, I would say a C. That's my final answer. I'll tell you why. In the top 5 out of the first 5 picks, he's the second best player to me. Joel Embiid's better, but I have Wiggins over Gordon. Jabari Parker turned out to do nothing, and Dante Exum turned out to do nothing. So that's a C. That's a C for me. I'm looking at also where do you rank among those who were drafted with you? Because you may not be the best, but you may have been better than those around you.
But I think I'm also grading it on the fact that you went number 1.
I know.
The team had the pick of the litter. Like anybody could have been taken.
We're just giving different looks.
You took Wiggins.
I mean, looking back though, I wouldn't want Zach LaVine on my team. So
yeah, no, that's a fact. 2015, Karl Anthony Towns. I know you don't like Cat, so
yeah. But I mean, let me be a fair grader. Okay, hold on. Okay, so man. Okay, so our first look, this seems like a really good draft pick. D'Angelo Russell goes second. Porzingis goes 4. Miles Turner 11. Devin Booker 13. That's so crazy that I remember he was that low. And then it gets pretty bleak after that. Yeah, Bobby Portis, Jetty Osman. That's my guy. So Norman Powell, wow, 46 pick. So I'm gonna give this an A plus.
Okay.
I don't think they could have did any better. The only person they could have maybe taken was Devin Booker, and it's obvious that he was rated lower because Devin Booker is probably he might be the best. Whoever you think is better, he might be the best in the draft, but he was 13. So there's obviously some shock factor to that. So I'm going A plus because even when I look at the top 5, no one compares to Cat's numbers or skill set. A plus for me.
Yeah, I gave it a B plus. Obviously Devin Booker ended up being the better player, but yeah, I agree. I mean, who else were they supposed to take? Yeah. Like, I mean, he's a perennial all-star. He's currently on one of the best teams in the league as a contributor. You know, like, got to give it to him. They made a good pick, and it's worked out for them. So,
and this should really, if you're an NBA fan, one day just go back and look through how many guys made it from like they were drafted 30th and became a star, and how many guys in the top draft picks are not even in the league. So if you look at
lottery picks, it just never.
Yep. Jahlil Okafor gone. Willie Cauley-Stein gone. Mario I forgot how you say his last name.
Hernan Gomez.
Yeah, he's gone.
Oh, wait, no. Wait, Mario Hezonja?
Yeah, Hezonja's gone.
Yeah.
Willie Cauley-Stein gone. Emmanuel Mudiay gone. Stanley Johnson, he might still be around somewhere, but I think he's gone.
I think he's in the G League.
Okay, Frank Kaminsky, he's still around? He's gone? Gone. Justice Winslow was playing, but then he got hurt.
Man, Justice Winslow was a guy I was waiting for him to just.
When he was with the Heat, he was rocking for a second, and then
he couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah, he was good.
And he couldn't shoot either.
Trey Lyles, we're up to. I've said all these names. That was just the top 10. Trey Lyles, I think he's gone.
No. He's in the Sacramento's rotation.
Okay, so Trey's in, Booker, Cameron Painter in, Oubre's in, Rozier's in, Sam Decker is still in.
Sam Decker?
Yeah, he's still in.
In where?
I think he's injured. Hold on, let me check.
Nah, Sam Decker's been out of the league for a while, I'm pretty sure.
Who's the one on your team?
Sam Hauser.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
Sam Hauser, I think he went undrafted.
Okay. So a lot of those guys are gone, man. Hollis Jeffers is gone. Yeah, man. No, Larry Nance Jr. is still in, man. He was 27th. You know, the Lakers low-key be drafting kind of decent. Montrezl Harrell went 32nd.
Yeah, bro. People don't realize the Lakers had Larry Nance, Josh Hart, Julius Randle, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, and I think D'Angelo Russell all on the same team. Like, what?
All those guys, almost all of them have signed major contracts. That's how good they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
and they gave it up for LeBron. I mean, they won a ring, so I can't. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's how they
even.
can always justify
Yeah,
mortgaging their future.
you really can. Like one ring, man. A championship means a lot in the NBA. Anyway, okay, so I'm ready. You ready?
2016.
2016. All right, you're up.
Ben Simmons.
Wow. Okay.
I give this a B, and I give it a B because in the short amount of time he was healthy and had confidence. He was a 3-time All-Star. He made first team All Defense twice. Um, he was becoming a superstar. Like he had that trajectory. It just didn't work out because of injuries, and he just for whatever reason lost his confidence. But I think it was a great pick. Like I think it was the right pick to make at that time, for sure. And it looked like that for a while too, but it just didn't work out. But I think it was a good pick for them.
Now this is a good draft. I'm
It's
gonna
a
run.
very good draft.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you, this is a good draft. Ben Simmons, Brandon Ingram, Jaylen Brown, Buddy Hield, Jamal Murray, Marquise Chris. How you say the center in Toronto? Jacob. How you say
Jakob Pertl.
Jakob Pertl? Yep. Demonte Sabonis, Torian Prince, Denzel Valentine, Malik Beasley, Karis LeVert, Pascal Siakam, DeJounte Murray, Damian Jones is still in the league. Zubac, man, Patrick McCall, who won 3 championships straight. Man, so that's actually a really, really good draft. Okay, so considering how good of a draft this is, 3-time All-Star, I give it a B minus, and the only reason is there were so many signs that something was off about Ben Simmons. He couldn't lead LSU even to the
I
tournament.
never liked that. Yeah, I never liked that.
His shot was declining. If you look, he shot threes in high school, and his shot had been on the decline for years. Someone actually had messed with his jumper, and that's the story behind why he lost his confidence. But knowing that there was so much talent behind him now, I feel confident to say I give it a B minus. But you did have productive years with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't deny the productive year. Yeah, never made it past the second round, which is great. I mean, they still did great. I'm just saying, look, they were productive years with Embiid. So, man, that's man, what a draft.
Well, if you liked that draft, 2017 is even better.
All right, so let's get to 2017. So
we got Markelle Fultz, number 1.
Wow. Okay, so Markelle, I'm gonna just name off some of these. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Markelle Fultz, Lonzo Ball, Jayson Tatum, De'Aaron Fox. Josh Jackson actually wasn't bad for a while either. Lauri Markkanen 7. Frank, how you say his last name? Niakila. I think that's how you say it. Dennis Smith, Malik Monk, Luke Kennard, Donovan Mitchell at 13. Bam out of oh my goodness, 14. Yeah. Oh,
very talented draft.
Jared Allen, OG Anunoby. Oh my, Kyle Kuzma, Derek White, Josh Hart. Yo, this is insane. Mm-hmm. Davion Reed. Yo, this is insane. Okay,
that's the league right now. Those guys are the league.
Oh my goodness gracious, dude! And then, do you remember Dwayne Bacon? Man.
Oh yeah.
Thomas Bryant, Isaiah Hartenstein, Dylan Brooks. Okay, all right. So
very deep draft.
So automatically D minus for me. Like it's not even. I don't even have to take long to think about this. The only reason I'm not going to give it an F is that he was good in college. But to Markelle's faults, I don't know if you ever heard the story that he had the injury with his arm. And no one could. He was misdiagnosed several times, and I don't know if you heard, but there was an NBA player from like 20 years ago that he had a similar injury, misdiagnosed. Nobody knew what it was. I read the article, and it was some like weird thing, disease that happens in your arm, whatever it is. And he went to a Markelle Fultz game, and he was sitting like courtside, and he called it. He said, "Oh my goodness, he has the same injury I have." That no one could diagnose for years. And I don't know if that's how they figured it out, but he was one of the guys that figured out, like, something's wrong with his arm, the way he shoots. So I'll just say D because I think part of it was injury. I think he did have a really good skill set and he was an actual player. But just seeing how much talent you could have literally thrown a rock at anyone in the top 5 and had Lonzo, Jayson Tatum, or De'Aaron Fox and been a really, really good team. So yeah, D for me.
So I gave it an F. One, because Philly traded up to draft him. They had the 3rd pick.
Yeah, that's true too.
Boston had the 1st pick, and they traded up to get him. Another thing that was concerning to me, similar to Ben Simmons, he could not get Washington to the tournament, and that was always concerning to me because I feel like in college, if you just have one superstar like that guy, you can make it to like you saw Steph do it with Davidson. You know, like you can control games like that at the college level when you're that much better than somebody, when you're that much better than everybody else. And I like till this day, I like Markelle Fultz, and I'm still like I'm holding on to that hope that he could turn into something. But it's just been a disaster. It's been a disaster. Especially coming off the Ben Simmons thing, like just having this weird injury thing, this guy that can't shoot all of a sudden, like it's just weird, you know. And to this day, he's kind of still dealing with injuries. So, yeah, it's just a bad pick and such a deep draft, like such a deep draft.
I mean, you're all correct. I can't even fight you. I think some of these are crazy that they have a lot of all stars on here. Tatum, Fox, Marketing, Mitchell, Bam, Jared Allen, all stars. Man, this is the whole league. I think a cool story just to point out before we go on. I think if you remember Donovan, Utah, the management realized how good he was, and so they told the team, they told Donovan, "We're gonna get you at 13." I guess they're gonna trade up because it says Denver selected, so I guess they traded up, and they told everyone on like the draft team, "If this leaks, you're all fired." So if this leaks one time, if one person thinks that we're getting him, you're all fired. And I mean, they got a steal. I don't even know, honestly. I guess JT's the best out of this whole, but I couldn't even tell you who's second. Because it could be Donovan, it could be Deandre, it could be man. What a draft!
I give the edge to Donovan.
Yeah, that's a draft, dude. That's a real. Anyway, all right, let's move on. You ready?
Yep.
Who's my turn?
2018.
Oof. Okay. Deandre Ayton goes 1. And do you want to run? I've been calling out all these names. I don't know if you want to shot at it. I just enjoy doing it.
Yeah, I had a little list. DeAndre Ayton, I gave it a D. In a draft where you have Luka, Trae Young, SGA, even Jalen Brunson, they missed out on just way too many franchise guys. Like all these guys are like the guys on their teams, you know, and the teams are successful. The Hawks not so much, but I'm still taking Trae Young over DeAndre Ayton. I gave it a D. I didn't give it an F because DeAndre Ayton's still a good player. It's just he doesn't have that thing. Like I think we quickly realized he can't be like your franchise guy. He can be one of the guys. Like the Suns went to the finals with him being their starting center. Yeah. So he's capable, but it's just he's just not that guy where they missed out, like I said, Trae, Shea, Luka, Jalen Brunson, like those guys are showing like we can be guys.
Where did Brunson get drafted?
Let's see.
33, second round. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Man, Vanderbilt, second round too. So this one's not as deep. I give this a C.
It's a very like top heavy draft.
Yeah, I give this a C though. A lot of shooters in this draft. You realize Dante DiVincenzo and Kevin Huerter back to back. Grayson Allen.
I think Mikal Bridges was in that draft too.
Yeah, he's in there 12. Or no, he's at 10. Miles Bridges at 12. It's not a bad draft. It's really not a bad draft. Kevin Porter 14. I wanted Cleveland to trade up for him. Man, that's a lot of shooting. Michael Porter Jr., Dante, Kevin Huerter, Grayson Allen, all within like 5 picks. Anthony Simons, man. Robert Williams.
Draft.
This is not. Draft. Yeah, it's not a bad draft at all. I give it a C. they could have did a lot better. But I don't even like Ayton like that. I think he has a little attitude issue that we've seen come to light. But he was a starting center on a team that almost won a chip, and we saw that. Was it really his downfall? I mean, some of it's his problem, but once he had a point guard, it was as if his whole career was about to be on the uptick. If he could have figured out that money thing and he stayed around Chris Paul while Chris Paul was healthy, or if at some point if Scoot becomes a great point guard, I think we would see his numbers dramatically just start to go back up. So of course he's just not on their level. They could have did a whole lot better. Man, even Jaren Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
C minus. I didn't see the Jaren Jackson. There's only really one bad pick in the top 5, and that's Marvin Bagley III, who people thought he was going to be nasty. So C minus for me. C minus. Man, I'm enjoying looking at these drafts. All right, 2019. I don't mind starting out. Zion Williamson goes first. Ja Morant, R.J. Barrett. So everybody remembers that draft. Darius Garland at 5. Man, Rui Hachimura. So this wasn't a super deep draft. Tyler Hero, Grant Williams. So not a super deep draft. So
it wasn't very deep at all. I think Nick Claxton was in there too, but yeah, it wasn't a very deep draft.
Jordan Poole, Kevin Porter Jr., Nick Claxton. Yeah, I see that. Cody Martin. So yeah, Bobo. Man, I like Bobo. Good guy. All right, so for me, I have to give this a B. Zion has not he's not lived up to the hype. But really, we can only say one person in this draft is better than him, and that's Ja Morant. RJ has not been better. Garland has not been better. Rui, Jordan Poole is not a better player. So, but he's just been underwhelming, and you could have had Ja Morant. And that's the thing to think about, that it was your world, and Ja Morant he turned an entire city and organization into a winning culture for a couple seasons. Now he's got suspended, had his injury, but he is a culture changer, and Zion seems to be the complete opposite. So for that reason, I'm gonna go B. And not that it was deep, you just could have had Ja Morant.
I gave it a B for those same reasons. I think even knowing what you know, like even if you knew what Zion's career was gonna look like, you still either take him 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Like no, like there's no other person I'd take. Like that shows you how good Zion is when he's healthy. Like you're still not taking any of those other guys over him, except for Ja. And even then, I still wouldn't be mad at New Orleans for taking Zion first, even if they knew how it would go, because he's that good. But Ja is like really good too. So they made the right pick, especially when you consider the hype that Zion had leading up to that draft. But yeah, I mean, I can't be mad at them for taking that pick. It's just a B just because of how things turned out. But
Garland's really the third best player in that draft.
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan Poole, maybe at one point you could have said that, but Tyler Hero's there too. But man, yeah, so that's really not a deep draft. That's crazy. Imagine so this helps people to see too what scouts are going through. Like when they say it's a really deep draft, they're talking about that Bam, JT, and all them drafts. They ain't talking about these drafts at all. This was a very top heavy draft. I'm not seeing most win shares. Oh, Gafford, Clarkson. So only 3. They got 3 All-Stars in this draft. So, let me just go back real quick. They had 5, 4. Man, 2017 had 6 All-Stars. That's crazy. 2016, 6 All-Stars. Let me just look at. I think 2017 had 5. No, 2017 had 6 All-Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's crazy. In 2018 had 5. Okay. Ooh, all right. 2020, you're up.
Anthony Edwards. I gave it an A+. He's the best player in a draft that had LaMelo Ball, Tyrese Halliburton. I think he's the best player I think he can legitimately be a superstar on a championship team. As much as I love Halliburton and LaMelo Ball, I'm not sure they can be that type of guy. He's a two-way player. He has the superstar qualities on and off the court. Like I think he's just like a home run like pick. Like I think
Yeah.
they made the right pick. So that's
Shout
why I give it an A+.
shout out to Sam Merrill coming in the last pick of the draft, and he's already gotten the contract. Um, let's not even spend a lot of time on this. Let's just go A plus, and say that there is no one in his class in this draft, and I mean that with LaMelo Ball too. There's literally no one in his atmosphere. So
Halliburton's there too, but he's not.
well,
I don't think
okay.
he's a notch. He's a notch below as well.
He
I
wants
think
to.
I think all three of them are in different levels.
Yeah, because Maxi's in here too, and I don't think
Maxi too. Yeah,
I just don't
yeah.
think it's just not close to me. Anthony Edwards has a chance to be a face of the league, and I think everybody likes Halliburton. I think most of us like Maxi. Anthony Edwards is giving us Jordan vibes, so I'm going A plus 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 plus. I don't even have to spend a lot of time on that one. That was so easy, it don't even make no sense. Okay, 2021. So Cade Cunningham goes 1. Jalen Green 2, Evan Mobley 3, Scotty Barnes 4, Jalen Suggs 5, Josh Giddey 6. So, man, okay. So off. I just want to make sure this is. Man, why we're having the Chris Duarte? He was playing really good at one point. This isn't Cam Thomas. Okay, so I would not consider this a deep draft. Davion Mitchell fell off too. Franz Wagner, okay, Kuminga. So the top 10 wasn't bad. James Bouknight's already been dropped from the Hornets.
What do you give it?
I was trying to talk so I could think. I was stalling. I'm gonna go with B because I believe Jalen Green at this moment is looking like a star. You could have had, and I think he's looking like he has the potential to be better than Cade. I think it's just so up for debate because it's so early. I think Scotty Barnes is already better than Cade. Let's skip Evan. So I'm gonna go B because he's still probably gonna end up being a top 3 to 4 player of this draft. He has been put in such terrible circumstances that we really don't even know what he can do. Like Houston, the reason Houston's playing so well is they redid their roster so that Jalen Green could be successful in some instance too. So Cade has not had that opportunity. So it's still, this one's so up in the air. I'm going B.
Okay, yeah, I gave it a B+. A lot of because of the Scotty Barnes aspect of it. I think Scotty Barnes is the best player in that draft. Two-way player, already an all-star. Cade has been dealing with a lot of injuries. It doesn't help that Detroit hasn't even attempted to try to win since he's gotten drafted. I do think next season, kind of like Houston had their first season of like, okay, we're gonna try. Or Orlando just had their like maybe last season, like okay, now we're gonna try. I feel like next season they kind of cut out like the extra pieces, like the what's the guy, the point guard everyone doesn't like, Killian Hayes. They got rid of him. They got rid of like Bogdanovich, who needed to go, doesn't fit the timeline. You know, like now they can focus on Ivy, Cunningham, Duran. I kind of think they need to move on from Isaiah Stewart. I feel like I'm missing somebody else on that team.
Beef stew.
Who's the other one? Who's their wing?
Bogdanovich they still have.
No. They traded him to New York.
Not Bogdanovich. Hold on.
Oh, they traded for that dude from I think Utah, Fontecchio.
Oh, that's not what I'm talking about.
Which I like.
They still have Wiseman. Remember they beefed up all those bigs. They had hold on.
Yeah, they have their bigs are Wiseman, Stewart, and
12 wins,
Jalen Duren.
dude. They have 12 wins.
Yeah.
Duren. So they got Jalen Duren and Beef Stew.
And
And they got Fournier. That's what I'm thinking about, Fournier. Because
he doesn't count. He doesn't count.
Okay. Ivy
Yeah, Ivy, Cunningham,
and Thompson.
Stewart.
Like their core is not that bad. Like
Asar Thompson. Yes. That's who I was trying to think of.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I like what they're building.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully next year they can start like, okay, let's try and make a play-in spot. Like let's actually try. So I like the Cade pick. I give it a B plus. He wasn't the best player out of the draft, but I'm not mad at the pick though, and I like Cade a lot actually.
And he has a chance. Like if you get Detroit on their feet, you're gonna be heralded.
Yeah.
So.
I wish he was a little more efficient, but
may come with time.
that'll
come
come
with who you're
time.
Playing with too, though.
Yeah, that'll come with time.
Sometimes you're checking. You ain't got nobody around you. All right, 2022.
Yep.
Who's up?
You. I think it was you, but I don't mind.
Yeah, I gotta study this.
2022, Paolo Banchero. I gave it an A plus. They picked the best player. I don't think he's a generational player, but I do think he's a perennial all-star. You already see the impact he's having on Orlando, so I think they made the right pick. I'm not mad at it. They took the guy they were supposed to take.
I don't know. There's a chance Chet turns out to be the best player in this draft. But that being said, there's only two people that have the opportunity to do it. And that's Chet and that's Pablo. So, yeah, I would still give this an A. I think Pablo can be really good. Pablo gives me oh man, I can't think of a comparison. Like he gives me DeMar DeRozan vibes where he's like a star with like that no one talks about. Like that doesn't get and because part of it is his personality. He's a very quiet player. He's already said that he struggles with speaking up, talking, but Duke can score. He's gonna be like, I think he'll make 5, 6, 7 all-star teams. And if you can,
he reminds me of like play style. Like he reminds me of Melo a lot.
Oh, I'm talking about like from the star Melo. Standpoint. Like
I know. Yeah, I'm just saying like play style wise, he reminds me like a bigger Melo.
I can see it.
Like a bigger 2024 Melo.
Okay. I mean, this is not a deep draft to me, but also it's so early. We don't know what a deep draft is. So, this is just a little bit ago. So some of these guys can really turn out to be something good. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm okay with that. I would go with A. I think that's what they need to do. 2023. Okay.
Yeah. A plus. Self-explanatory. Generational. Freak of nature. Like that was an easy pick. I don't even think they had to discuss it. Like you just do it. I think that was probably the easiest number one pick since probably LeBron, right?
Yeah.
Like LeBron was just like, no, you got to take LeBron. Like you don't even consider anyone else. Yeah. Like I think Wemby is the first guy in a long time. There's always been like but what if we took him?
Nah,
like Wemby is just like you just do it. If you don't do it, you're dumb.
There's no buts here for nobody. Yeah, that's an automatic.
Yeah, who did you give an A plus?
Anthony Edwards.
Oh yeah, we'll give him 6 more pluses.
Yeah, this is A plus infinity. That's So that's So that's it. Next, I mean, I say we meet up in a decade and we do it again, and we see.